रंग बरसे भीगे चुनर वाली रंग बरसे। आप सुंदर दिखते हो तो बहुत लोग सुंदर दिखते हैं, आप हॉट दिखते हो बहुत लोग हॉट दिखते हैं, आप रील्स अच्छी बनाते हो बहुत लोग रील्स अच्छी बनाते हैं। दैट इज़ नॉट एक्टिंग, यू हैव टू वर्क ऑन योर क्राफ्ट। तो जब मैंने इनिशियली जब मैं भी इंडस्ट्री में आई थी तो आई ऑल्सो फेस्ड अ लॉट ऑफ क्रिटिसिज्म। आई लव कंस्ट्रक्टिव क्रिटिसिज्म। अगर आप मुझे बोलोगे ना आई थिंक दिस इज समथिंग यू वुड हैव डन बेटर, आई विल वैल्यू यू बिकॉज यू आर गिविंग मी कंस्ट्रक्टिव क्रिटिसिज्म। और जो फालतू में बोलते हैं ना, देन यू नीड टू बी एबल टू डिफरेंशिएट इन योर हेड कि दिस शुडंट गेट टू मी एंड दिस कैन गेट टू मी। उसमें भी हाँ, बिकॉज वी आर ह्यूमन, इफ़ पीपल से समथिंग इट माइट अफेक्ट यू। एज आई सेड 5-6 साल पहले मुझे फ़र्क पड़ता था लोग क्या बोलते हैं, अगर कुछ वो ज़बरदस्ती ख़राब बोलने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। कोंडा इज़ अ पिंक
He's a pink?
because he's a softie. He's a softie at heart and he's probably one of the only ones who can handle pink as a color very well.
Hello everybody, I'm Rudrani and welcome to Zoom Speak Easy. This is a Holi special and होली का मतलब भी होता है रंग बिरंगे कलर्स, बहुत प्यारे प्यारे लोग. The guest today is exactly that. She's vibrant and colorful and so positive and absolutely lovely. Of course she's talented. I'm talking about the beautiful Raashii Khanna.
Hello Rudrani, thank you
so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining me, particularly on Holi.
Yes.
A festival that all of us love dearly because
one of my favorites.
One of your favorites,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And what's not to love about Holi?
The colors, the people, all the families coming together to play Holi with the nicer colors.
Nicer
the
colours.
herbal colors.
Are absolutely the colors in front of you are environment friendly. Number one, are all purely organic. There is no chemical colors here because we absolutely endorse that as well. So putting that out here, everybody. But of course, like I said, taking you back to the time जब आप होली खेलती थी, जब आप थोड़ा टाइम निकाल के अपने busy schedule से, or even before that, when you had some really wonderful memories, and I don't think you get all that time now. So let's go back there and ask you how those days were.
Okay, so I always used to play Holi. मैं बचपन से मुझे होली और दिवाली बहुत ही पसंद है. होली स्पेसिफिकली बिकॉज हम सब दोस्त साथ में मिलते थे. यू नो मेरी फैमिलीज आती थी. मेरी एक बुआ रहती है रुड़की में, तो हम सब रुड़की जाते थे होली खेलने के लिए. ऑल्सो अबाउट द फैक्ट दैट यू सेड ना कि पहले खेलती थी अब नहीं खेलती हूँ शायद, बट मैं अभी भी खेलती हूँ बिकॉज आई थिंक यू ऑलवेज मेक टाइम फॉर थिंग्स दैट मैटर. तो हमेशा जब कैलेंडर होता है तो मुझे पता है होली आ रही है या दिवाली आ रही है और मैं बोलती हूँ इसको खाली करो, मुझे जाना है. Because I want to spend time with family because life is too short and it'll just pass you like that, and I don't want to miss those moments. You know, मैं अभी भी घर ही जा रही हूँ आप ये सब करके. तो I think these festivals hold a lot of importance in my life and in my family, for my family.
But I love that. मुझे लगता है balance करना बहुत ज़रूरी होता है, लेकिन like I said, sometimes all of us are struggling with that. I love the fact that you said इसके बाद मैं घर जा रही हूँ and I take out that time for the family. तो इस बार होली के प्लान्स क्या होने वाले हैं? क्या धमाका होने वाला है घर पे फैमिली के साथ?
मैं हैदराबाद में रहती हूँ और वहाँ पे मेरे पेरेंट्स हैं. मेरे पेरेंट्स का एक सर्कल है वहाँ पे, सोशल सर्कल है. मेरा भाई आ रहा है दिल्ली से. माय नेफ्यू इज़ कमिंग एंड ही इज़ वेरी एक्साइटेड बिकॉज ही इज़ लाइक वो आई वांट टू प्ले होली विद यू. सो मैंने कलर्स वाला सब मंगा के रखे हैं एंड यू नो वो होली की गन्स होती हैं वो रखा हुआ है. सो इट्स जस्ट गोना बी अ गेट टुगेदर विद ऑल ऑफ देम एंड प्लेइंग होली इन माय छत. Yeah, that's the plan.
There's a lot of effort that goes into looking the way you are also, because you all take care of yourselves and you know, besides working out, you'll eat right, but also take care of your skin. And a lot of people are very worried during Holi, right? Ki bhai, how do you have usually, and particularly actors, I see that you know that you are looking quite okay, even if you play gandi wali Holi.
Yeah.
So I want to know what your Holi prep is because there has to be one.
देखो होली प्रेप के लिए मैं सिर्फ बालों में तेल लगाती हूँ.
हाँ.
और बहुत ही थोड़ा सा तेल फेस पे भी लगाती हूँ, मतलब ज़्यादा नहीं बिकॉज यू नो अदरवाइज इट क्लॉग योर पोर्स. तो बहुत थोड़ा सा तेल लगाती हूँ, वही मेरी प्रेप है. बॉडी पे तेल लगाती हूँ बिकॉज आई नो कि जैसा भी कलर हो वो तेल लगाने से निकल जाता है.
Like a coconut simple
या
oil.
लाइक अ कोकोनट सिंपल ऑयल. ज़्यादा कुछ एक्स्ट्रा वेगेट नहीं है. या नथिंग फैंसी, जस्ट बेसिक कोकोनट ऑयल.
अल्टीमेटली बेसिक चीजें ही काम आती है.
बेसिक ही काम आती है.
But I love it. Like I said, हम लोग और बातें करने वाले, but we have some lovely colors in front of us, and I want to know what's one of your favorite colors that you feel truly kind of signifies you.
I love colors. मेरे लिए बहुत मुश्किल होगा to pick one color, but I think I just strongly get connected to yellow a lot. I don't know why. I don't know if it's bright or it's positive. I don't know. I mean, I like all colors, but I think I get attracted to yellow a lot.
Yeah. And is it a ritual for you to wear like Indian on Holi?
हाँ, मतलब ऐसा नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. पुराना कोई भी कपड़ा जो गंदा हो जाए और दुख ना हो वो कपड़ा पहन लो.
Ladies and gentlemen, the point to note here is हमारी तरफ your favorite celebrity, particularly Raashii, I don't know about all, saying that she's wearing ganda kapda.
Yes. गंदे पुराने कपड़े जिसमें कोई टेंशन ना हो कि वो कितना भी गंदा हो जाए.
हमेशा एक ऐसे कुछ कपड़े होते हैं जैसे हम होली के कपड़े पहनते हैं.
Exactly.
They are stylish enough but looking a little old. वही category वाले ना.
वही.
But I think it's fantastic. We'll talk some more about Holi, but before that, like I said, खुशी का मौका है. Yodha was released, and you all have been all over the country promoting it. So tell me how the feeling right now is. Feeling of relief, feeling of happiness तो होगा ही.
देखिए मैं आई मीन ऑब्वियसली पहली बार मुझे ऐसा लगा जैसे मैंने बहुत एक्सटेंसिव प्रमोशंस करी नॉर्थ में, क्योंकि साउथ में तो ऑफ कोर्स मुझे लोग जानते हैं पर नॉर्थ में शायद इतने नहीं जानते ऐसा लगा मुझे. लेकिन जब मैं कॉलेज प्रमोशंस पे गई एंड दे ऑल न्यू हु आई वाज, तो इट वाज वेरी सरियल बिकॉज आई वाज लाइक अच्छा मुझे जानते हैं. मतलब हाँ कुछ लोगों ने फर्जी देखा है, मुझे नहीं पता कितने लोगों ने देखा है, बट मुझे हमेशा डाउट था कि पता नहीं नॉर्थ ऑडियंस में डू दे नो मी, डू दे नॉट नो मी. लेकिन जब मैं कॉलेजेस में गई और मैं बहुत लोगों से मिली तो आई रियलाइज कि हाँ नॉर्थ में भी जानते हैं. तो दैट वाज अ वेरी नाइस फीलिंग बिकॉज दैट्स व्हाट वी ऑल लुक फॉर, द लव दैट कम्स फ्रॉम द ऑडियंस. एंड वो मुझे बहुत मिला जब हम प्रमोट कर रहे थे. मूवी के बाद भी मुझे बहुत मैसेजेस आए जो मेरा किरदार है, जो प्रियमवादा का किरदार है, जो मैं हमेशा से बनना चाहती थी. एक्चुअली मैंने एक काफ़ी बार बोला कि मुझे IAS बनना था, तो वैसे एक जोन में मैंने एक कैरेक्टर प्ले किया. एंड मेरा आई थिंक हर फिल्म के साथ मेरे अंदर यही होता है कि आई शुडंट डिसअपॉइंट माई ऑडियंस, आई शुडंट डिसअपॉइंट पीपल वेयर दे आर लाइक ये क्यों किया, ये अच्छा नहीं था. दैट्स नॉट व्हाट आई वांट टू हियर बिकॉज देन आई रियली हैव टू री लुक एट व्हाट आई हैव बीन डूइंग. तो जब सुनने में आता है हाँ आपने बहुत अच्छा किया, बहुत अच्छी लगी, तो देन आई एम लाइक सॉर्टेड. देन यू वॉक अवे फ्रॉम इट एंड नाउ यू मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट थिंग.
I saw a lot of those videos and I saw you really interacting with the crowd, really having fun and to let go. Or I think it becomes a little difficult always to do that because it's very easy to sort of tell an actor saying that oh humko selfie nahi diya or attitude dikhaya, but I know that a lot of you and particularly you take that amount of time and appreciate the fans who've kind of been there for you all the time, isn't it? It's a tricky zone to be there. How do you navigate through all of that?
देखिए आप किसी भी मूड में हो उससे फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता. जब आपको कोई दिखते हैं और वो एक्साइटेड हो जाते हैं एंड दे वांट अ सेल्फी और दे वांट पिक्चर्स विद यू, आई डोंट नो इफ इट्स राइट टू शन देम और नो मैटर व्हाट मूड यू आर इन बिकॉज दैट्स द प्रोफेशन यू चोज. अभी वो आपको पसंद करते हैं तो वो चाहेंगे कि वो फ़ोटो ले पाएँ. तो मैं हमेशा जितनी कोशिश मेरी होती है मैं दे पाती हूँ. कभी कभी मैं नहीं भी दे पाती एंड देन आई फील वेरी सॉरी कि मैं दे नहीं पाई. लेकिन जितनी मेरी कोशिश होती है मैं because they are, and we're nothing without them.
So true.
तो मैं पूरी कोशिश करती हूँ कि सबको खुश रखूँ.
So a lot of times I feel like there has been such a lovely bonding, not just between you and Sidharth, also between you and Disha that we saw, and I feel like the industry spends too much time in kind of pitting two people against each other. I feel like, and that's it's a boring narrative that has been happening, particularly to women for a really long time. I feel besides you all have been breaking that because you've worked with numerous female actors and you share wonderful friendships with them. I think we should talk a little about that.
I think firstly it's about the energy that you bring in, the kind of energy that you bring into a room. And I've always been very secure as an individual, as an actor, and I feel like all of us are actors and we are there for a purpose for the film. So I never see like, oh, there is a competition coming from my male actor, or there's a competition coming from a female co-actor. I always see it as a collaboration and not like a competition. So even when I'm promoting, I feel like it works for everybody. If it does well. So there is no इसका अच्छा है या मेरा अच्छा, that thought never comes to me because अगर मैं 5 मिनट के लिए भी हूँ या 10 मिनट के लिए भी हूँ, I'll try to give that my best and leave it up to the audience to say what they have to say. But I think it's very immature to sort of compete in that zone.
And dissect it.
Yeah, it's nicer when you're all in a collaboration and trying to work towards making the film work. I think women need to support women more than anything else. It's not about the men really, it's about women supporting women. That's how we rise in life.
Here, on that note. But I was telling you before, right before we started the interview, that you had such an interesting career because it's very difficult from at the time when you all started to get those kind of roles, to have a balance between, okay, I'll do the glamour masala roles, but I will also do substantial roles where there are layers, where you really have, like, the women have agency and there's so much more to say. I think you found that even during the time you kind of really, I think, you have to fight for those roles. It doesn't come easy.
देखिए इनिशियली व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड आउट तो मेरे लिए भी आसान नहीं था. मेरे को सिर्फ कमर्शियल फिल्म्स मिलती थी जहाँ पे देयर weren't too many strong roles for women. एंड आप करने के लिए उनको करते हो बिकॉज यू हैव टू बी इन द लाइमलाइट बिकॉज देन द ऑडियंस विल फॉरगेट यू. दैट्स हाउ इट इज. एंड आई थिंक कमर्शियली बिकॉज आई बिकेम स्ट्रॉन्गर इवेंचुअली इज व्हेन आई कुड से अच्छा अभी मुझे आई वांट टू मूव आउट ऑफ दिस. बट तब भी इफ यू वांट टू मूव आउट अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल विल स्टिल नॉट वांट टू टेक यू इन अ परफॉर्मेंस ओरिएंटेड थिंग बिकॉज देव नेवर सीन यू, देव सीन यू ओनली इन कमर्शियल. तो हमको बॉक्स करते हैं बहुत.
बिल्कुल.
दिस इज योर बॉक्स, दिस इज योर बॉक्स एंड आई वाज लाइक आई वांट टू गेट आउट ऑफ दिस बॉक्स. तो आई रिमेंबर जब पहली बार आई थिंक ये मेरी फर्स्ट फिल्म में इनफैक्ट तेलुगु में ऊहलो गुसगुसलाडे आई थी. वो बहुत अच्छी उसको रिसेप्शन मिली थी. उसके बाद फिर दैट होल कमर्शियल थिंग स्टार्टेड एंड देन देयर वाज दिस फिल्म कॉल्ड तोली प्रेमा दैट ब्रोक everything. Like it was commercial and it was content. So that really helped me move forward where people started seeing me like an actor. और ये भी मैं बोलना चाहूँगी कि बहुत बार हम चाहते हैं हम कुछ तरह के रोल्स करें बट हमें वो मिलेंगे नहीं. Because it's very difficult to break that image. Then you have to meet people and say, listen, I'm really interested. Okay, let me audition for it. And I'm okay auditioning. उतना आपको पता चल जाता है आप कितने पानी में हो. Either you suck at it, then you need to work on your craft.
That's true.
You know, or people think, okay, you're good at it, let's take her. Like Rudra के लिए जब मेरे पास Rudra आया था, it was completely a very different character, and I was like, let me audition for it. You see, they liked the audition, they gave me the role. For Farzi, I think Farzi cemented my position as an actor more than anything else, which was what I really wanted in life. कि यार चलो अच्छे सब दिखते हैं, great. Like you know, that's the need of the profession probably to look a certain way, which is great. But अभी इससे आगे क्या? I just don't want to be like another face in the industry. You know, there has to be some respect I get. मुझे लगता था कि as an actor I want that respect. And I felt like I felt validated post Farzi.
100%. I think you were fantastic in Farzi.
Thank you. I think my decisions also as an actor don't stem from fear. It's not like अरे मुझे काम नहीं आ रहा, oh my god मैं क्या करूँगी. वो कभी नहीं था मेरी लाइफ में. I think because मैं बहुत ही secure हूँ as a person. तो मुझे लगता है यार जो आना है वो आएगा ही. You know, I don't believe in fighting anymore for anything. I let life flow. I wasn't like that probably 5 years ago. But today I'm very like, okay, let it flow. Let's see what life has in store for me without me trying really hard or fighting for anything.
You know, when you say you're a secure actor, I know it, and you've said it twice, and I believe it even more. But I feel like this security, it takes some time because we are in an industry where again women are constantly being judged for the way they look, for every little thing. Navigating through all of that and then kind of making sure that you hold a place that is powerful enough to make the decisions is what the victory is.
I think when you know yourself and you don't depend on people to tell you who you are is half the battle won in life. So I know who I am. I know where I'm heading. I know my moral grounds today. I know what is right and wrong for me. And I will not let anyone else dictate that for me. Like that's what social media does. Like you project a certain thing. Of course, you can't blame them also. There is projection, there is reality. Like, and they'll constantly keep judging you for who you are. But if you know yourself, you'll not be affected by that negativity. And I feel like there's this white ball around me where I feel like, okay, nothing can come closer. Okay, this is how, okay, now go. Like, you know, because, and that also comes from the fact that I meditate in life, like every day. That's like a ritual that I do 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and it really helps. And eventually maybe I will want to help people, you know, understand how it can really change your life, especially in today's times when, so there's a friend of mine, unka ek bhai hai, who's in college, and she was telling me that, you know, he's on anxiety pills, and the college, his friends are on anxiety pills, and that was an eye opener for me because I was like, college में मतलब मैं college में थी तो हम तो सिर्फ पढ़ाई के बारे में उसी की टेंशन होती थी हमको अच्छा नंबर लाने हैं या you know ये ड्रामा क्लब में जाना है डांस क्लब में, that was our thing. But to be on anxiety pills कि तू कितनी ले रही है और मैं कितनी ले रही हूँ is it's really gone crazy. I feel like it's reached that extent where I feel like people need help. I feel like kids need help. And they need to understand that social media is just projection and reality is completely different.
Have you felt ever like really bad about yourself because, you know, when you're younger, I think you feel, have there been moments in your life which obviously you have to, you know, get over those moments and then feel stronger. But I think there must have been those points, right? When people are just like unnecessary comments or unnecessary advices that kind of can break people who are not that strong.
जब हम कॉलेज में होते हैं तो हमें सिर्फ वैलिडेशन चाहिए होती है. अब हम कैसे दिखते हैं,
जी।
हम क्या कर रहे हैं. Or even when we grow up and we enter a profession, whichever profession it is, we need validation from people about how good we are. And that's necessary क्योंकि you have to grow in life, so you need that validation. तो जब मैंने जब मैं भी इंडस्ट्री में आई थी तो I also faced a lot of criticism. Like, I love constructive criticism. अगर आप मुझे बोलोगे ना, I think this is something you could have done better, I will value you because you're giving me constructive criticism. और जो फालतू में बोलते हैं ना, then you need to be able to differentiate in your head कि this shouldn't get to me and this can get to me. उसमें भी हाँ, because we are human, if people say something it might affect you. As I said, 5-6 साल पहले मुझे फ़र्क पड़ता था लोग क्या बोलते हैं, अगर कुछ वो ज़बरदस्ती ख़राब बोलने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. लेकिन अब मुझे उनके लिए थोड़ा बुरा लगता है because I know they are coming from pain. And social media is probably a place for them where they can just express without being judged. So they are just expressing. शायद वो real life में नहीं कर पा रहे. तो it doesn't come from, oh my god, इसने मुझे कैसे बोल दिया. I'm like, अच्छा, maybe this person is suffering themselves. That's an understanding I've come to.
I think it's wonderfully put. Also because you really rightly said about the way social media is, impacts people and impacts everybody else and the way you look at it. I feel like you've also been among the very few people who's been open about things that they want to talk about when you want to have a stand on something and you go out. Again, like you said. But the problem here is that you will get judged on that as well, right? And it has happened to you in the past as well. And then, then a whole cycle of putting out an apology tweet. If you are expressing as an actor something that you felt is like, right now we're talking about how actors have gone through so many judgments and we don't get the kind of roles. You make a statement like that and they say that, oh, you're trying to target somebody. It became like an issue for you. How do you deal with those moments? Because I feel like it's unfair. I don't think you ever want to talk about any particular industry because it's very clear that you have love and respect for all industries.
I think it depends on how big a problem is. If you need to address it or if you don't need to address it.
Sure.
Mostly you don't really need to address it because it dies down. Things die down very quickly.
In the cycle of social media.
Yeah, most of the time you're like, acha, theek hai, abhi this is for 2 days, something else will come, that will get picked up.
True.
But if it's a long-term thing that's been, I think it's unfair on everybody. Like on all the actors who face it.
Yeah.
So then you need to take a stand and be like, buddy, now listen.
Yeah.
And then I don't care about judgments because I have told you what I felt. So if it's a tiny thing, you let it go. But if it's something really impactful and impacting your mental health, then talk about it. And mostly I don't let it come to that phase where it affects me to react. So it's difficult to get a reaction from me in most things.
But that's what I'm saying. I think it's wonderful. But on that note, we have so much to do. Of course, you're working on Sabarmati Report.
Yes.
That is exciting and
Yes.
With Vikram. So if you can give us a little more detail, it would be fun.
See, the name in itself says a lot.
Of course.
And the name in itself is an indication enough that I can't talk too much about it till you
I saw
see
some pictures.
Yes,
Yeah.
so we've just wrapped up and the teaser is going to be releasing on 29th is what I've heard. But let's see, I've seen it, it looks pretty nice and it's amazing today that when I look back about the kind of characters that I've been getting, I've been very lucky to get, and the character that I play in Sabarmati is also completely different from what I've done before. So I know that my audience is going to like it and they are going to like the film in general because of the way we have made it. And that's all I can say about Sabarmati.
That sounds fantastic.
Thank you.
Of course, when you said about getting different characters, we
Yes.
have to talk about Farzi too, isn't it?
Yes, we have to.
What can you talk and what can you not talk? I don't want to talk about specific questions because it's a waste of the question.
Yes.
What can you tell us is where I'm going to keep it open-ended and let you go.
I think I can just tell you that I don't know what's going to happen in Farzi 2.
Crazy, a little bit more.
Because I spoke to Raj sir and I said, what are you thinking? Like, what are you doing? Are you writing it? What are you doing? And he's like, so next year beginning is what he said, they'll start filming Farzi 2.
Sure.
And there are a lot of possibilities in their head about where we'll take it from because the ending was quite open-ended.
Sure.
So I am as clueless as the audience about where it's going to go. But I'm really excited that it's happening and it will happen next year. Yeah.
Which sounds fantastic.
Yes, thank you.
I honestly to say, even the kind of, I think the kind of roles that you're getting in Hindi
Yes.
has also been really starting, even if you go back to Rudra and, I mean, see, you started with Madras Cafe.
Yes.
And from then, I feel like you've been very choosy in the kind of roles that you get here as well. I want to know, obviously, which point in your career you were like, I have done enough of this. I will have to put my foot down and say, Now, I will want the roles that I know I deserve.
Yes.
There's a moment in every actor's career I feel like you have that. Because, and particularly like I said, female actors, I want to know when was that for you?
I think for me, जब मैं तमिल और तेलुगु films कर रही थी, I was happy doing what I was doing there also. Of course, there was an actor in me where I was like कि अभी और चाहिए. But if I say that and if I just sit and I don't do anything about it, then मुझे commercial भी नहीं मिलेगा. You know, that's how it is. So I did leave it to destiny, but I was very sure कि हिंदी में अगर मैं जा रही हूँ तो कुछ धमाकेदार होना चाहिए, नहीं तो मैं जाऊँगी नहीं. That I was very sure of. So Farzi was offered first to me. Rudra came later. So जब Farzi का call आया, it was a no-brainer, and I was like, okay, now this is what I want to do. I'll put everything else behind to make this happen, and and then happened, and you know what happened after that.
But I love it. I think patience pays off. In your case, it did, right?
It does.
Wonderfully.
Yes.
If you had to give a one-liner advice to newcomers or people who look up to you as an actor, and young actors who are looking up to you, what would you tell them and why?
I think that they should just work on their craft because आप सुंदर दिखते हो तो बहुत लोग सुंदर दिखते हैं, आप हॉट दिखते हो बहुत लोग हॉट दिखते हैं, आप रील्स अच्छी बनाते हो बहुत लोग रील्स अच्छी बनाते हैं. That is not acting. You have to work on your craft and leave the rest to God. I believe in God a lot, so I feel like you have to be patient and you have to work on your craft. There is no other way. Just become the best at what you do and you will succeed.
It's fantastic advice. Okay, here are some fun and some quick questions.
Yes.
And post that, we're going to have some fun
God.
with the colors.
I suck at rapids, but okay, let's.
What have been the funniest nicknames that you've got from your fans or from anybody else?
Oh my God. So the recent I don't know if it's a nickname, but they started calling me Lady Yodha, which I really enjoy. That's not funny, but I really enjoy it. Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, which was the last time that you got the most funny, embarrassing comment from a fan?
Funny, embarrassing. So there was a fan who said that if I met her, I would marry her. Like it was one of the reviews, and I was like, okay, buddy, you're too young, but okay.
Yeah. What is the way to Raashii Khanna's heart? Everybody's
Kindness.
listening in very
Kindness.
Kindness.
Just be kind, yeah.
That's as simple as that. See?
Yeah.
And people have so much to do. Kindness is important, isn't it?
Very.
Extremely underrated,
Yes.
I feel.
Yes.
Okay. Love it. What's your idea of an ideal date?
I have no ideas anymore. I'm just like, I'd love to go on a date. That's all I can
Is
say.
it a while?
Yeah.
Single and not dated at all for a while is the situation.
Yeah.
So anybody who's very kind. But I don't know, it's difficult, right, to come and ask you also because have people said...
I don't know why it's difficult. People think, I've heard that before, that
Yeah?
I'm very they're scared, or I don't know what it is.
Intimidating
But,
is the-
I'm not intimidating. I don't think so, but okay, if they are, then I can't help it. But I'm
No.
not.
I don't think you are at all. And I feel like you'll have to gather the courage and ask her,
Yes.
please
Yes.
be kind.
So courage and kindness.
Courage and
Kind.
that is true.
Yeah.
And you have both. So only makes sense why you would want.
Yes.
Okay, the next one is, which is actually, this is actually kind of connected to this. A misconception about yourself who people don't know you think about you.
A misconception. I don't think they know me enough to have a misconception about me.
But you know, like it's easy for them to have when they don't know actors. They're like,
That they think, oh, maybe it's so easy for her. Oh, this must be so easy for her. That's what I think that they perceive. But yeah, I put in a lot of hours into this.
She does.
Yeah.
And now within the country, outside the country.
I'm always on a flight. Yeah.
It's not
Okay.
easy. You
Yes.
pretty much every industry now.
Yes.
So
Yes.
not easy at all. Okay, if you had to give a one-letter advice to someone who's here in the industry to make through the struggle, if you're an outsider, what would you tell them and why?
Persistence and never losing hope. Yeah.
Which is great. Okay, before we go to few last questions, I'll play this first. You'll have to tell me one color, associate a color with the names of co-stars that you worked with. I'm going to tell you, and also describe your experience.
Done.
So you obviously worked with a lot of mostly all leading men and women in the Indian film industry. You'll have to associate a color.
Okay.
Tell them why you chose that, and also tell something that the world doesn't know about them that you felt.
I'll try.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
First, we're going to start with Disha Patani.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Okay, red.
Red.
Yes.
Okay. If you want to use some, you can.
I
You're making a pattern here as well.
This is a little slightly. This is a little pinker red. I mean, it's pink and red.
Okay.
But red because he's all heart.
Oh.
So, yeah.
What is the world? What is it? What the world doesn't know about Vijay Sethupathi?
That he is who he is and he doesn't pretend to be a certain way.
That is pretty true.
Yeah.
I'm trying to give some help, but I don't know how much I will.
Yeah.
But okay, so that's your thing for Vijay Sethupathi. What
Yes.
about Vijay Deverakonda?
Deverakonda is a pink.
He's a pink.
Because he's a softie. He's a softie at heart, and he's probably one of the only ones who can handle pink as a color very well. Yeah.
That's kind of, you're pretty good at this. You realize that.
And I'm trying to make a design. Okay.
Okay, which that's okay. I think you're killing it.
Okay, wonderful.
All right. You work with Ravi Teja. How would you describe Ravi Teja?
Oh, if there's a color for Ravi Teja, it has to be. It has to be all colors. Because he's like a mix of everything. Yeah. So all colors together is Ravi Teja for me.
Why? Is there something that the world doesn't know about Ravi Teja? that
He
you
is the most positive human being I have ever known in my life. I have never seen him sad even one day. And I feel like even if he has those low moments, if he does, he comes out of it very quickly. And he keeps telling me, life is too short, just live it, just live it. So
I love that. What about Prithviraj Sukumaran?
Prithviraj, he's a green.
He's
You
a
know,
green?
like one of those people who you say like you're a green flag.
That is true.
He's a green
I
flag.
just met him again and I realized he's a green flag.
Yeah.
Absolute, also extremely supportive towards everybody, isn't
Yes, he's extremely talented. He's a great father, I think a great husband, and a great actor. Like he's everything, so he's a green flag.
it? Guys, she's so good at this. I have to, of course, say Sidharth Malhotra.
Oh, Sid! Sid is like yellow.
Aww.
He's like the happy, chill, cool boy. Sweet boy.
But, like I said, you're pretty good at this.
Yeah.
I have to also say Disha.
Disha is fiery red, but we don't have fiery red. Like a redder than this would be Disha.
Fair. And why would you say? Is there something that the world doesn't know about Disha that you think one
I
might
think
say?
she's. I don't think you have seen her talk a lot in life, and I have spent time with her. And I think she's one of the most kind people that I know. She's really kind. Like she is very sweet, very kind, and I think our energies match, as you said, no, because we sort of bonded over the film. She's very positive and very nice. Like that's what I really like about her.
I love that. Mr. Ajay Devgan.
He's the colors have ended.
You can say any other color that's not here.
So I think Ajay sir would be like he's royal, so like purple.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
Anything that the world doesn't know about Ajay that you've noticed?
That he's a king and he doesn't know it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
listen,
Yeah.
how good are you at this? I love
Yeah,
this.
okay.
Anyway, great. I'll of course end it. I'll end it by asking you, of course, that we're talking about Holi, so I want to know: is there a very particular Holi that you've played over these years that you remember and why? And of course, then tell everybody your message on Holi.
I think it was the first Holi that I celebrated in Bombay, which was with my friends in Bombay, which was very special because we were in another city and we celebrated it all together. So that was one very special Holi for me. We ate a lot and we danced a lot and it was a lot of fun. So that, and a special message for Holi would be: don't make it dirty, keep it holy. Yeah.
Well put. Any favorite Holi song also?
रंग बरसे भीगे चुनर वाली रंग बरसे.
It's the OG song.
Yes.
But thank you. I had too much fun.
Thank you. Same
Thank
here.
you for playing. And we're going to show your hands a little bit.
Yes. Did you figure what I made?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a close later of this,
Yeah.
of course. But maybe you can dip your hand. I'm going to give you a little and just do this for our camera because happy Holi.
Happy Holi.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Happy
It was
Holi.
amazing. Thank you. Same
And
to you.
it's really been wonderful chatting with
Same,
you. And I wish
same.
you all the luck.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Heart.
Heart.